2. The day was ending, and the dusky air was freeing the creatures of the earth from their labors, and I, one alone, prepared myself to endure the inner war of the journey and its pity that the mind, without error, shall recall. O muses, O high invention, aid me now. O memory which has engraved what I saw, here your nobility will be shown. I began. Poet, you who guides me, examine my virtue, see if I am fitting before you. Trust me to the steep way. You say that Aeneas, the father of Silvius, while still corruptible flesh, went to the eternal world and in the flesh. But if God, who opposes every evil, was gracious to him, thinking of the noble consequence of who and what should derive from him, then that does not seem unreasonable to a man of the intellect, since he was chosen to be the father of benign Rome and of her empire. Both were founded as a sacred place, where the successor of the great Peter is enthroned. By that journey by which you graced him, Aeneas learned things that were the source of his victory and of the papal mantle. Afterwards, Paul, the chosen vessel, went there to bring confirmation of the faith, that is, the entrance to the way of salvation. But why should I go there? Who allows it? I am not Aeneas, I am not Paul. Neither I nor others think me worthy of it. So if I resign myself to going, I fear that going there may prove foolish. You don't understand better than I can say. And I rendered myself on that dark shore like one who unwishes what he wishes, and changed his purpose after changing his mind, so that if he leaves off what he began completely, since in thought I consumed action and that had been so ready to begin. The ghost of the generous poet replied, if I've understood your words correctly, your spirit is attacked by cowardly fear, which often weighs men down so that it deflects them from honorable action, like a creature seeing phantoms in the dusk. That you may shake off this dread yourself, I will tell you why I came, and what I heard at the first moment when I took pity on you. I was among those in limbo as in suspense, and a lady called to me. She's so beautiful, so blessed, that I begged her to command me. Her eyes shone more brightly than the stars, and she began to speak quietly in an angelic voice in her language. O noble Mantuan spirit, whose fame still endures in the world, and will endure as long as time endures, my friend, not fortune's friend, is so obstructed in his way along the desert that he turns back in terror, and I fear that he's already so lost that I've started too late to his aid. From what I heard of him in heaven, now go and help him with your eloquence, and with whatever is needed for his relief, that I may be comforted. I am Beatrice, who asked you to go. I come from a place I long to return to. Love moved me and made me speak. When I am before my Lord, I will often praise you to him. Then she was silent, and I began. O Lady of Virtue, in whom alone humanity exceeds all that is contained in the lunar heaven, which has the smallest sphere. Your command is so pleasing to me that, obeying, were done already, it were done too slow. You have no need to explain your wishes further, but tell me why you do not hesitate to descend here, to this center below, from the wide space you burn to return to. She replied, since you wish to know, I will tell you this much briefly of why I do not fear to enter here. Those things that have the power to hurt are to be feared, not those other things that are not fearful. I am made such by God's grace that your suffering does not touch me, nor does the fire of this burning scorch me. There's a gentle lady in heaven who has such compassion for this trouble I send to relief that she overrules the strict laws on high. She's called Lucia to carry out her request, and said, now he who is faithful to you needs you, and I commend him to you. Lucia, who was opposed to all cruelty, rose and came to the place where I sat with that Rachel of antiquity. Lucia said, Beatrice, God's true praise, why do you not help him, who loved you so intensely that he left behind all the common crowd for you? Do you not hear how pitiful his grief is? Do you not see the spiritual death that comes to meet him on that dark river over which the sea has no power? No one on earth was as ever quick to search for their good or run from harm as I to descend from my blessed place after these words were spoken, and place my faith in your true speech, which honors you and those who hear it. She turned away with tears bright in her eyes after saying this to me, and maybe by that, come here, all the quicker. And so it came to you as she wished, and rescued you in the face of that wild creature that denied you the shortest path to the lovely mountain. What is it then? Why do you hold back? Why? Why let such cowardly fears in your heart? Why, when three such blessed ladies in the courts of heaven care for you, and my words promise you so much good, are you not free and ardent? As the flowers bend down and closed by the night's cold, erect themselves, all open on their stems, when the sun shines on them, so I rose from weakened courage. And so fine an ardor coursed through my heart that I began to speak like one who was freed. Oh, she who pities, who helps me and you, so gentle, who swiftly obeyed the true words she commanded, you have filled my heart with such desire by what you have said to go forward that I have turned back to my first purpose. Go now, for the two of us will have but one will, you, the guide, the Lord, the Master. So I spoke to him, and he moving on, I entered on the steep, tree-shadowed way.